listen over. You a queen when I less than I'm a gozy. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Girl, you're such a powerful woman.
So even then, manicure, I will ask him, why didn't you buy these things? And I'll be doing them for you in the house. Did you really have every month when are you gonna go and do your nails? And this is new. It's of recent just doing this. I remember even that period I was sick. For the first time he knew how to massage. I was like, this one
Somebody's teaching you how to massage.
I've never seen him know how. In fact, he was hurting me all these years. Because after he beats me, he was like, can I massage you?
What?
I'm sorry, bring hot water. Can I, So
I don't know. I'm it's shocking for me. I think it's also just because I've never seen domestic violence in that way. Physical abuse, I will not lie. I've never ever been exposed to that. So it's always like a thing for me wherein I really do ask myself, like, after someone has beaten you, how do they start to come back to you? So the fact that you're the one that beat me and now you want to massage the pain that you have inflicted is wild.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, so April, as we were having an argument about this very same girl, it was early in the morning. The kids were preparing for school, or March. The kids were preparing for school. I think it's a week after our 12th-year anniversary of being married. So the kids were preparing for school. He was arguing and shouting. So he came to a point where he said, without me, you wouldn't even have children. You wouldn't even be where you are. So I knelt down and said, I thank you, my God, for giving me as in him. I said, since you're my God, thank you, my God, for giving me these children. He was like, you see, on that floor you are. That is where you belong. And that is where you're going to stay for the rest of your life. That's why I never took you to school when you wanted. Or that's why I never opened up a business for you, because you're going to see other better men and leave me. So that floor you are, it's exactly where you belong. I was like shocked. So he started beating. I fought back. So normally the reason that made me all the years not to fight back a lot is because when I try to fight back, he strangles me. And by the time he strangles me, I can't breathe. I can't do anything. Then I have to plead for sorry for him to leave me. Once I start pleading, sorry, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, then he will just stop beating me from there. So that particular day, I decided this time I'm going to really put a stop to this. I can't take it anymore. I went and opened up a case. And he saw my car, because those messages that are on Facebook where he was swearing at me, it's on that day I opened up a case. He saw my car at the police station, and my daughter was with me, the first one. So I think even the hate is growing a lot from him towards the child. Opened up the case. However, he was not being arrested. He was not being arrested. I don't know how. So I reached out to my cousin. His name is Simpiwe Masiza. He's owning, I don't know if you know it, Empowerex. He's the CEO of the company. So his mom is my auntie. I reached out and said, brother, this is what has been happening, and I've been quiet all these years. So agaboshwa lo muntu 1, 2, 3. So he gave me one of the staff ukuthi angicontacte, I think is Zanzi. We spoke, and then she hooked me up to Ntabi Muntu from Mojala for Soweto TV. And they introduced me to Pel Mazibugo of Katora's Parliament, she was the one that they really fought for him to get arrested, because the police were not arresting him.
Why were they not arresting him?
I don't know.
When you went to open a case, was he still in the house? Or had he got out?
That day he went, and he didn't come back.
Okay.
So as he was talking nice to me, whatnot, I let him come back and then started to follow him so that the arrest can be effective. That's how he was arrested. As he got arrested, he stayed 1 month
In
in
prison.
prison.
Wow.
So they have access to phones there. He will call me on daily basis and send me. I will keep even the messages he sent. He will acknowledge his mistakes there. He will acknowledge his wrongs. He will say, if you want, I would give you divorce, but let's just do co-parenting for now when I come out, so that at least you don't feel the burden of the kids alone and all that. So his family actually even I didn't sleep. The ones from America, because most of his family is based in America, they would call me on daily basis. The ones here, they will call me on daily basis. Some will come by my house. It was as if now I have killed Jesus the way they were doing.
You need to get him out. You know, that's why they say your in-laws love you for as long, even if their son is abusing you, they love you and get the claim to love you. Just take him to the police.
Yeah.
And get him arrested. You will know their true colors.
You-
You will know these people are not for you.
They are not for
They are
you.
for their own child.
Because even I was asking them throughout these years, haven't I reported this? What actions have you taken? Instead, who are suffering? Is it not me and my children? The pressure was much. So one of my twin girls said to me, if I don't release the father, that she's going to commit suicide. It was the blow that made me say, let me not withdraw the case, but let me allow and agree to bail. And I thought maybe the magistrate can deny bail even if I allowed it, because of the statement that I had already shared at the station, because my case was just too sensitive for even each time people came to the court, they will send them out. It will only just be us that are attending to the case. So I finally did give him bail, of which Pelma Zibugo was disappointed. Tabi was disappointed. Lifeline was helping me as well. Everyone was just disappointed about how things happened. Then the lady from Lifeline was like, no, at the end of the day, you are a mother first. And I think what made me even want to bring him out was the financial strain that, you know what, by this time, there are no cars that are sold. So as we were doing the bail application, his lawyers, I stated that I'm owing 150,000 rand school fees. So the lawyer said when we're done, he's going to sign up something for me and him. As he's going to get bail, he will make a meeting and an appointment for us to meet, and I signed somewhere to say I'll sell the Kia Sportage I was using that time, or the H1, and then go and pay the school fees with that money. So the agreement was that I'm going to get a protection order. The protection order is going to be issued with a warrant of arrest. That we're not going to stay in the same house, that if I see any red flags or any danger, I should use the protection order, and then the police will come and help me. So me allowing him bail, it was the hope that I had, that I have a protection order. It's there to protect me as much as he's out on bail, because I said I want no contact. He mustn't come to the house or anything like that. But as he came out, a few days later, he sent me a text on Facebook that, can I please help him with counseling? That he really needs to see a psychologist. He has messed up his life, his family, he want to fix his things. So can I please arrange counseling for him? Truly, I contacted Lifeline in Amarantia. They booked an appointment for us to come. We went. And
when you were going, you're now going in the same car.
We went in the same car.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't lie. Though when we got to Lifeline, we said we were using different cars. But we went with the same car.
Okay.
So, and he insisted. I told him, let's use separate cars, but he insisted. So we went. When we got there, as I explained to the lady, because the lady was not aware there's a protection order, she said she's no longer going to assist us as a couple. She will do individual sessions, so that until we sort out the thing for the protection order. So by then he attended the counseling, the individuals. I was attending mine, and the therapist said, she wishes this when this protect like the case is over, because he was out on bail. I didn't withdraw the case. That we can get a couple session, because my husband lies a lot and he denies most of the things he has done to me. He said he doesn't beat me, that I'm the one that is shouting, always fighting, always doing all those things. So she wants to put us in one place whereby she's gonna hear our side of the story. So by then, the psychologist hasn't told me that. We are still attending one-on-one. On the 9th of May, it was my birthday. I think I forgot the letter inside the house, inside the car, because I wanted to give you an idea of his words that will make you even give in and say, yo, this person loves me, or things like that.
I think what we can do is that we'll get it, and then we'll read it out, ne?
Yes.
Okay, I think we would all be interested. What is this man saying to you that is making you even lie to psychologists and stuff?
So he bought me gifts on my birthday and things like that. But the following day, on the 10th of May, he was back to his normal self of being bully. So as he was, before the 9th of May, I think, or was it on that after the 9th of May, that made me withdraw the case and said because he came back home when he was doing the individual sessions. So he came small, yes. He was coming like with 2 jeans, because I had taken all his clothes. I packed his clothes. By the time he came out with the bail, he wanted to stay at home. I contacted the lawyer and said, how did you speak with your client? I thought we agreed that he's going to get a place to stay elsewhere. The lawyer spoke to him and asked him to leave. That's how he left. So he came back with 1 jean, 2 jean. At a point, he will sleep the whole week in the house, but he still hasn't brought back his bags.
But where is he sleeping? In your bedroom?
In my bedroom now. And he would snap at some point. After I withdraw the case, he became
all hell broke. So you withdrew the case on the 9th?
I think after the 9th.
And the following day, he had
started already. He had started. And mind you, as he got out of bail today, the following week he got his permanent residency to stay here in South Africa, meaning he's now to get a citizenship. He's now using a permanent residency to stay here. He doesn't need to renew his papers anymore as a permit. So he had just gotten, the same day he got his paper, he was like, tomorrow we are going to Home Affairs to apply for an ID. Everything was just quick. And then I will communicate with the lawyer. Please talk to your client. He shouts at night. The kids are writing exams around June now. The kids are writing.
This is this year.
Yeah.
Last month.
No, not June. Before June, which other exams are there?
May.
Yes.
It's May, June, isn't it? Yeah.
So it was May, because it was before the end of May. The kids are writing exam. He will wake up in the middle of the night, swear at me, treat me bad, even to a point he would speak bad words to my daughter. Are you sure you're my child? You behave somehow. You don't behave like my child. Even she will just always, every time she's broken, she's not supposed to, he doesn't want to see my child sitting down. And she's the one that helps me more than even the other ones. When she's sitting, he will shout, why are you sitting down? Go to the kitchen, learn from your mother. And I will explain, but they're writing exams, or maybe explain. But she just finished cleaning the house. She's just resting now. She just finished helping me. So I figured I now have to protect my child, protect myself. As he was still now back at home, without his bags being home, he was becoming more. I will record sometimes. I think he bites my finger somewhere here. You could see my...
Who beat your finger?
He beat my finger.
Your husband?
Yeah. You could see the bone on the inside by then.
Why did he bite you?
We were fighting.
Wena, do you know how dangerous a human bite is? It's actually more dangerous than that of an animal. You know that? There are people who have gotten amputated because of the bacteria that the mouth carries. Is actually very dangerous, more than like a dog or... My goodness, this man... That's animalistic behavior. I'm so sorry. Like, what?
So he would So as he now is doing all these things, he started spreading lies about me everywhere, trying to protect his own image now, telling a whole lot of lies about me, that I stole his money, that I give boyfriends money. Now there's alleged boyfriends, there's things I know nothing about. I was like, you know what? I can't keep carrying on like this. I'm gonna use this protection order. And this time around, I don't care what my children say. I don't care who says what, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for these children. I want them to have a healthy home, the one that I never had, the one he never had himself. So, and what normally would make me stay will say, you know, my parents rejected me when I was young, so do you also want to reject me? And I will feel bad and say,
Wait, let's talk about that. Oh, you did say that your husband has anger issues, right? And obviously, you describing him, he does seem like someone that has anger issues. Having been his wife for so long, did you ever maybe try and get to the core of what is his anger? What is he really angry about?
It was not the first time I took him for therapy. Even we tried to go to social. The reason the social worker referred us somewhere, said she can't get through to him, that he's a client that she can't get through to him, so she's not gonna help us anymore. But then, according to him, all the years I've known him, his story was that his mom got him out of wedlock while she was still staying at home, and he doesn't know his father. So at school, when he wants to fight with other kids, they will call him a bastard and things like that. They will maltreat him. And the mother, because she was still young, it's like he didn't know that it's his mom. So he had to grow up thinking it's maybe the auntie or something.
So who did he think was his mom? His grandma?
His grandma. And his grandma passed on when he was young. So he's like a child that grew up in a family house. So he will tell me when something is missing in the house, he's the fault. When anything misses, it's him, you know. And he would be like, so I faced rejection from a very young age, meaning he had to protect himself all throughout the years. It's his own coping mechanism. It's the only language he knows how to do, to be mean and...
Yeah, but that's also not an excuse, you know, to be a horrible person.
I grew up hard myself.
Yeah, you can choose to still be a good person, but I would understand, like, if you ever study the culture, and even from the movies that we've watched, oh my goodness, if you're a bastard, you'll never hear the end of it, you know.
Hence, they have a high rate of abortions there. A person rather do abortion than keep
have a
the child
out of wedlock. Yeah.
And they say us, we born anyhow, because us, it's the opposite. We rather keep the child and not do abortion, because when you are having unprotected sex, you know the repercussions that are going to come out from it.
That's true. And besides, in South Africa, almost everyone has a child.
Almost and we don't have
almost everyone is a baby mama, you know. So it's like, oh, okay, you're just one of a billion, and you know,
them grow up.
Yeah, but still, that's no excuse for him to be I almost said a bastard. I almost said, but I'm saying, like, you know, that's no reason for him to be a mean person.
A mean person. It's true. So I thought, because I will let him know that your childhood is affecting you. I'm reading about psychology. You not normal, like, not that you are abnormal, but you need help. So he wouldn't take accountability. Instead, when he apologizes, it's the first thing he says, you know, my mommy and you know, I don't have parents. You know how my family treated me. So if you abandon me, who's going to take me?
Is his mom still alive?
Yeah, but they amended the relationship. Okay. Like, even when I was newly meeting him, I made sure that their relationship is stronger with the whole family. So the whole family knows him as arrogant. They normally like to distance themselves from him because he's rude. He speaks anyhow to anybody. There's not even a single person I can say he respects or he can take advice from. Instead, he rather lie to protect himself than to take accountability of anything. So I will show him that your way of reasoning is going to affect you, is going to affect your life. I've been showing you so many dreams that I have. I've been showing you my calling, what I want to do as a woman. You know exactly, I want to open up an orphanage. You know that I want to have women and children empowerment, whereby women learn skills, learn all that. But you never support me in all those things. I'm showing you houses to buy in auctions, but you have time to be giving women money outside there. You want to run our finances. You want to control everything, both in Nigeria, both in South Africa. So where do you leave me? I must be feeding from you. I need anything, I
But-
must ask from you.
I'm sorry, what is happening to the money that is coming in from those apartments that you both built in Nigeria?
I don't know. Sometimes I will see him sending women 100k naira. When I ask, it's another story for another day.
So you suspect that he even has side chicks in Nigeria?
Throughout the year that he was staying in a separate room with me, he gave my daughter, one of my twins, his old phone. So when I was going through his old phone, I realized that this person watches a lot of porn. Like he watches and he subscribes to those ones where I think even that's how we met that lady December, whereby you can interact with them one on one. Because I saw from the bank statement that Google takes money from him for this all these kind of nasty apps. So I reckoned that it's his way of finding, because he becomes vulnerable. Even when I say no, I don't want to do it, he will become like vulnerable and you will end up giving in. So I think he doesn't have even maybe one side chick or anything like that. He's just somebody that can even sleep with anyone, anytime, as long as he's gonna.
They always say a man with mommy issues
Yeah,
do that. He's
yeah.
trying to get that
Yeah.
love, but
Yeah,
he can't. No woman can satisfy
Yeah.
because of,
it's true.
sad.
It's true. No, that void, it's a lifetime
It can be
void.
filled.
Yeah.
He needs to just deal with the
Deal
real
with
issue,
it.
maybe.
It's true. It's just need to deal with it, because when he's on his senses, he's a very nice person. If he can take away his arrogancy, his cheatings, his what, he's a good person. You can interact with him. Even when he comes here and charms you, you would even think if I didn't keep all the proof I have, you would think I'm lying, because he has a sweet tongue. He knows how to speak, even to police, even to anyone. He really knows how to speak. So as he was busy doing all these things of abuse and what, on the 26th of May, it's when everything started to become worse. So on the 25th, he didn't come back home. He came back around 12 at night. So when he came, he was shouting at me. My sister-in-law was there. So she used to stay with us. She can also attest of how I was living with the husband.
Wait, which year is this?
This year, but she
This
was
year.
staying with us years back. This 26th
Okay.
of May, as he was busy
Oh.
just being worse after the withdrawal of the
Okay,
case.
yes.
So that day, my sister-in-law was at my place coming to sleep over. So as he came back around that 12, he has problem of passing stool, blood, and it's been going on for so many years. So that day, he was blaming it on me. That is why I'm bleeding. When you took me to prison, I was only eating bread there, and that bread affected my life. So look at it's happening to me now. You are the fault. If you like, divorce me. In fact, stay with your country. He was cursing, and he literally left the stools of that blood dripping everywhere. Like even the cloth, I took pictures of it. He just literally left it there, took his clothes and showered, took his clothes and said, I'm going to my brother. Let him take me to hospital, and left. So when he came back was on the 27th. It was in the afternoon. My friend was there with the son. So my friend knows he's rude. If he likes, he will greet you. If he likes, he will look at you with a mean face. And he has that black, dark aura with him. So many people, especially my friends, they don't like him. My friend was like, let me just go to the car. You'll find me inside the car. Sort out your husband, because the kids were at Soweto by my mom. So I had to go and fetch them. As me and him are inside the house, my friend in the car, he started again swearing, being violent. As he wanted to beat me, I grabbed the key. I have a long passage, like a long foyer there by the house. So I grabbed the key and locked him inside and called them 10 111. Explained to 10111 that I've got a protection order against this person. Ever since he came out, he has defiled everything the protection order said he must not do. And I've been quiet for some weeks now, but it's affecting my children, it's affecting me. I can't keep on carrying on like this. He broke. I finished dropping the call, he started breaking the butler.
Oh.
He came out of a small window. And as he's doing that, I'm outside. I'm taking a video. I'm explaining even on the video that this person, it was like I was losing my mind that time. This person, this is what he's doing. He came out of the window. When he came out, he went to my friend. He was like, you are the one that is now ruling my house. You are the one that is making me not to be able to control my wife anymore. And my friend the son started to scream. It's when he closed the door and left. So we have a motto of the gate. He broke the motto of the gate and went out. Because there's a time in the video, I will show you, I slept on the ground, on the floor, and said, if you want to come out with this car, you must make sure you pass over me. You must make sure that you run me over. Then you kill me if you want. So when I was saying that he broke the motto and went out, the 10111, they came, they didn't find him. The lady was just like, Olivia, I know you from the police station. Your case is touchy. I don't know why you dropped the cases in the first place or why you gave him bail, but your life is at risk. This man doesn't love you and he's going to kill you one day. Think for yourself, think for your children. This is not a way of living. You can't keep living your life like this. So after like 30 minutes, the 10111 went. My friend, after some short time, she went home also because the son is not used to violence in his house and he has seen him being violent like that. This is the second time. So as they went, I was now alone. He came with his own police with an unmarked car, but a state car, but it didn't have any branding on it. As they came in, they said to me, Sisi, sizokubopha. I said, on which ground? I said, your husband opened up a case for you. I said, which case? I said, of domestic violence. I'm now bringing out the video, showing them what really transpired. I'm showing them the call yet 10111, which actually, as you are here, you are helping me because here's the perpetrator. He has went against all these things that are written here. And as he's here, you might as well arrest him instead of telling me that I'm this. My kids wrote letters expressing how how this is hurting them. I said, as a father, please read this letter. I gave one of the officials. And I told the officials, I have cameras here in the house. So whatever you do, know that it's recording everything you are doing. They gave him chance to pack all his clothes. They stayed almost 30 to 45 minutes in the house. Even they can see that I was emotional. I was crying. They say, you people are toxic. So they were just telling him to take his clothes. As he's taking his clothes, this person has taken all my IDs, temporary ID, took all the car papers, the title deed of the houses, even the one in Soweto for my grandparents. He took the title deed. So I'm explaining to this police that today is the 26th. We are about to vote in a few days' time. And as we are about to vote, this person has taken my particulars. Why can't you ask him? Why must he take those things? So they were like to him, my brother, what you're doing is not right. You need to bring back the lady's documents. So now they referred me to the same man that was handling the case prior. They said tomorrow morning, the two of you will come separate. Since he's going with his clothes, you will come, and go to the station, the officer that was handling your case, explain everything to him. But my brother, bring back all the lady's documents, give her everything that belongs to her, and then you go your way. That was the agreement we had. So on the 27th of May, when I went to the station, as the police said, one of them stopped me and said, this one is not the ones that he came with yesterday. It's the officer that shares an office with the one that was handling the case since March. And another thing for me to really withdraw the case that time is because the officer made me aware that the only witness in the case is my daughter, the one that is 14-year-old, that I want to put my child in so much trauma because she has to testify against the father in court. So that was the reason that made me now drop the case.
But even the officer is wrong for that. Because what trauma is this child going to have if her mother is killed and she grows up and understands that if I had actually gone and testified, my father would have been put away and my mother would still be alive. And that's when you actually do realize that there are certain people that shouldn't be in the professions that they are in, because as a police officer you're there for the victims, you're not there for the perpetrators, you know. And that's mental manipulation. It sucks. I'm really sorry for that.
Money talks is in South Africa because it is what it is. So as that officer said that, he said, go and meet his lawyer, let his lawyer explain. I went up, the lawyer called him. He told the lawyer that he opened up a case so that I can have counter charges with him if he gets arrested. So by then I didn't understand what the lawyer is saying. I didn't even try to understand what is a counter charge. I just went straight inside the office and asked about the case. They told me that there's no case opened for me, that there's no registered case. I went home. That was on the 27th of May. I think the 29th of May, the last time I dropped a Kia Sportage by a car dealership, he told me it has a buyer, and I saved the screenshot as well. He told me that the car has a buyer, that the buyer is buying it under finance, and normally finance takes 2 to 3 weeks to make a payout. So by that 29th, this car has been by that dealership for 2 weeks, going to 3 weeks. So I was now asking about the money. Where's the payment of the car? I need to use that money. Can I please have the payment of the car? He was like, the payment is going to come in a week time. I must be persevere. I had a feeling that something is not adding up. And then I called the lady that I dropped the car at their dealership. The lady said, no, babe, the same day you brought that car, your husband came with a friend of his and they took the car. So we don't know where the car is. I actually thought maybe they are selling it with another dealership, because these dealerships, they all work together. I went to the license departments. When I got there, out of the 6 cars we have, 2 cars were out of my name. I was like, how are these cars out of my name? I've never come to any license department to remove these cars from my name. They are now under his friend's name, Peace Motors. That it's now written Peace Motors. The cars is the owner of the cars. When I call Peace Motor, it's like, I'm asking him, my brother, how can you allow my husband to change the cars in your name? He said your husband was owing me money, so he gave me those cars as collateral. I asked him, which kind of business are you doing with my husband that doesn't report in our business account? When you borrowed him that money, where is it reflecting that you borrowed him money, that there's a transaction the two of you made? So the man was like, my sister, this is South Africa. Go open up a case for me. I'll stand up for myself. I'll defend this and I will win it. So I did the way the man said, went to the station, opened up a case. It was under investigations. I didn't get feedback. I didn't get anything. I'll keep on persisting. So on the 6th of June, he called me that can I meet him at Eastgate? He wants to discuss something about the children. You know, let's talk about the kids, whatnot and whatnot.
At this time that he's not around, you guys are going through this. Is he sending money to support the kids?
No, it's not. So I went to Eastgate. When I got there, he was on his legs as if someone dropped him, or he was just not comfortable, looking everywhere if maybe police are coming. As he entered inside the car, after like a couple of minutes, I said, can I have my documents? Can I have the paper of the cars, the paper of the house, and my IDs and everything, so that my life also can continue? I need to sell one of the cars and see what I'm going to do with my life, especially the children. I can't be using my savings like this. They're almost finished. And this savings, I was keeping them to do something for myself. So he thought I was joking. I said, I'm taking you to the station. He thought I was joking. We drove from Eastgate to GP police station. Is a one road. Is Albertina Sisulu you use. So by the side of Bedram Spa, I saw Metro Police on a roadblock. I stopped and said, help. He ran out of the car. They shot up, caught him by the following street, put him at the van. And I explained everything. He said to them, okay, because I said, give me my documents first. what the police, because the officer that was handling the case asked me, why do I want him arrested at this point? Because they're still doing the investigations. On what ground do I want them to arrest him with? I was like, but he has a protection order he has violated. So I was not being entertained on that. The officer said, the Metro one on the roadblock said, they have to go now. They dropped her at GP police station. So they took us by the back of GP police station, not even inside, at the back of GP police station where the cars park, and said we must talk there. His brother was there. His lawyer was there. His lawyer was just being rude. Don't mind this girl, she's a drunkard. This one, she just speaks. Can't you see mentally she's not fine? My brother is telling my brother, come on Monday, because it was Friday. Come on Monday, meet this inspector that was handling your case. He will be the one to tell you what is happening. You know? And by that time, that he had already lost his bank card since March. His bank card just fell out of nowhere after I finished doing my morning prayers. I did a bank statement. It's when I saw the number of the police he came with on the 26th, and he paid them 300 rands on the 27th of May. So by then, I didn't know the payment was for what. Remember, I don't know myself as somebody that has a case. So as the officers, we are now at the back there. They are with the lawyer and the brother. They told him, hi, my brother, come on Monday. As they said it, I grabbed him by the waist, like hold him like
Who
this.
did you grab, your
my
husband?
And said, no, we're going to go inside the station. All of us are going to go inside the station. So there was a colonel on the corner that kept on looking at what is happening here. So he came to hear what is happening and said, they need to take us to the station because it's then the lawyer said, I have a case of domestic violence, that my husband has opened the case of domestic violence. It has been open since the 27th of May. So as he's arrested for that fraud I was talking about, I opened the case about, I'm being arrested for the domestic violence I know nothing about. I'm explaining to the police that this person came with police on the 26th. I'm telling them the whole story, that this is what transpired on the 26th. He came with his police. They told me to come on the 27th. And when I came on the 27th, he was not there to give me my particulars. And now Kaza changed from my name, all that. I stayed Friday. Saturday, his lawyer came and said he brought a lawyer for my husband, that he wants to represent me because domestic violence doesn't have bail. So do I know I'm going to go to Sun City? Let him represent me. I asked him, why are you so eager to represent me? All this while you were the one making me look like I'm abnormal. Now you want to be a better person. I said, it's fine. If I have to go to Sun City for a crime I didn't commit, I'm ready to do that. So as he was there, he was really getting a special treatment. I remember one of the officers saying, I'm the one that is fighting him. I take cars from garage. I am fighting for his money that he's working for, that I'm not doing anything. I'm a housewife that just stays at home and drink and smoke. There's nothing I'm doing with my life. I was like to the man, have you seen my profile on Facebook? Have you seen the kind of work that I do? Have you seen how eager I am to make something out of myself in life for you to say, I'm just a drunkard that stays at home?
And what gives him the right for him to talk to you like that?
So Monday, my brother again, Simpiwe Masiza, called a lawyer for me, which is Peter Zwane. Peter Zwane came, interviewed me and understood what was happening on the story. He said, okay, I shouldn't focus on the fact that I was brought there with police being paid. Let me just now rather focus on coming out because I can't fight this battle while I'm inside. So by Monday, when he has to represent me, I just saw my case. They said it's withdrawn.
So he withdrew the case.
Of which in the cell there, if he wanted to see me, they would allow him come see me. He would want to talk to me. He would ask the police to ask me, what do I want to eat? So meaning he was paying his way in everything. I didn't drop the case. They said their court is small. They don't handle fraud. So he had to go to Westgate Court. I don't know what happened at Westgate Court. The police said the matter was not put on the roll. They said we are married in community of property. I asked, in which ground? Because even if we are married in community of
He has no
property,
right.
does it give him a right to steal my identity and change things fraudulently without letting me know? Community of property meaning we need to be on an agreement.
You both need to sign.
We both need to sign. The case was withdrawn, which is on the, I think, something June. That same Monday, we came out of court. On Wednesday, I went to the license department again to check cars. Now, 4 cars are no longer in my name. One of the cars is now in the lawyer's name. Even the one that is in the lawyer's name, the number plate is changed on the system. It's no longer the number plate the car is used, like LX. It's now another number plate that I don't know anything about. When I asked the lawyer said I should do anything that I want to do, that he's going to sue me, that he bought the car. So if he bought the car, what is my own business there? You know. So now 4 cars are out of my name, and I'm trying to tell this police that what happened to the fraud case. So the investigating officer told me that the case was thrown out of the roll doesn't mean that I cannot bring it back on the roll. That's when I started compiling my statements, compiling my evidence, compiling everything, and gave them another statement that is written. I'm still waiting till today to get an answer from the magistrate court to say what is happening. Why are they taking my case on the roll? And if they're not taking it on the roll, what are the grounds that they're not taking the case on the roll? Because even if you were to speak with community of property, I have the proof of buying this cars from the business account with my own, because FNB is only one person that can use the app. I'm the one using the app, so I'm paying for these cars. We share a business together. How can you steal assets of the business? It's no longer even about marriage. Now it's about business aspect.
Yes.
Why are you taking assets of the business and making them your personal gain while it's a 50-50 share in the business that we are owning? He owns 50% shares, I own 50% shares, but he just took everything like that. I'm still waiting for them to put it back on the roll. So last week, Friday, I was served with a protection order. When I was served with a protection order, a final protection order, I asked, how is it Friday? Yeah. How can I get a protection order when I was never given an interim for me to come and speak at court and say what is happening? They opened up, they told me that they're just doing their job, I must sign. On Monday, I went to Westgate Court to find out what is really happening. How come a final order was given without me being given an interim? They opened up a file, 2 different officers signed and said, I refused to sign. They wrote my address and said, refused to sign. It's like I say, I have cameras there. They've never come by my house. No one has ever come to serve me anything. Instead, that officer signed that thing on the 11th of July. He was talking to me on message about the children on the 14th of July. So if I were to appear in court, and prior he was communicating with the children, if I were to appear in court, why didn't he let me know that I need to be in court? But already it's signed and said, I refuse to sign. How? Who saw me? And I spoke to that person and said, I refuse to sign. So I went to the station and tried to figure out who signed there. One of the police that was handling my case said he doesn't even want to greet me or talk to me. He's telling the other officer that I talk too much, and he doesn't just like talking to me because I speak everything the way it is. I left the station without me knowing. That's the day I made that video. It made me so emotional that our system is the one that is breaking us. I have seen that the protection order doesn't work. The reason I called Ramaphosa on the video is because I was listening to the speech when he was speaking about domestic violence. I heard what he said and I kept on to his words and his promises. So now me having this protection order that is working against me instead of working for me, what is the point? Was it issued in the very first place? If this police had taken this man on the 26th of May and did their job, all these things wouldn't even be as far as they are.
The cars being changed and everything. And when they were refusing to arrest him when a protection order is out, it was under what basis?
They didn't give me the reason. They just told me that I need to get the officer that was handling the case before.
But a police station does not belong to one person. If there's a protection, I have a protection order against someone. That protection order came with a warrant of arrest. That warrant of arrest, even in my car right now, I have it. I don't have to go to any police station and look for a certain person. Any police that is at work that day it's their job, their duty to go and arrest this person if there's proof that the protection order has been violated.
True.
This is just so upsetting. This honestly is something that is very much upsetting. But I'm shocked, man. 300 rands.
Maybe he gave him more on the 26th when they came. So maybe the 300 rand was just after they orchestrated to open up a case, and it was just the balance. Because they came 26th, they came on, and using our state car.
26, and when was the 300 rands transferred?
27th, when the case was now opened. So meaning he left, he didn't open the case on the same 26th.
He went the following day. And then that day, 300 rands was transferred, because maybe he should then explain why was he sending our police officer 300 rands. And hi, Shem, lambekanga guys, 300. 300! Hi guys, angeke. 300!
They tell us that South Africa is their own. He will even tell me that your brothers can't do anything. And when he says brothers, he's not necessarily meaning my own brothers. He's meaning that my brothers as a South Africa, they don't care. So when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. As much as I'm being bashed on my post because he's a Nigerian guy and they say we are after money and things like that, abuse is everywhere.
Things like this are happening even with South Africans against South Africans, and South African women are still facing the same injustice, unfortunately.
I was raped by a South African
man, you know, so it doesn't make our South African men angels. It doesn't exempt from anything. Maybe you were like, okay, let me try maybe a foreigner because it was one of my own that violated me in that way. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, honestly, like the nationality for me is not really.
If we as women can stand up, regardless of me that is a Nigerian wife, women are going through a lot out there. And the more we say we are staying, it's the kids that we are affecting. My daughter is 14 years. She suffers from panic attacks. When they come, you have to take her to emergency. She can't breathe and she will be screaming pain in her heart, the pain that she can't explain. So at this age that she is, she's already traumatized.
Trauma.
She already needs counseling. For me, even to fix this 14 years of their life, this few years of their life, is going to take me a long time. And it's not just going to be easy, because she told me she's a lesbian, and because of she has seen how men treat women, so she rather stay with the women.
I have a family member who is lesbian now. She was married to a man that man used to beat her almost every day. She's now a lesbian, you know. And I think sometimes trauma towards men does make you
even me, if there's a nice one that wants me, I'm available.
You want to turn into a lesbian now? You're like, no,
let me rather.
No, but you know, I think we're like at this point, just for me to understand like fully and just gives people out there some sort of sum up of the stuff that have happened. So there was a protection order. They refused to arrest him. This man has now illegally changed 4 cars out of you guys' business, which you both own. So and then one of the cars is transferred to the lawyer, you know, and the lawyer that at one point was insisting he wanted to represent you, which obviously we know that if everything has happened the way, he was gonna screw you over like big time, you know. And then now the police officers that opened the case or that came are being paid monies that the only trace you have is obviously for one, because that was made electronically. We cannot be sure if there was any other money maybe that was handed cash or something like that, right? And now you got served a protection order that is final, because the day you were supposed to appear in court, you did not appear, yet you didn't even know that there was a protection order that was applied against you, yet there are police officers that have signed that we went and she refused to sign. What South Africa are we living in? Like, what nonsense is this?
And again, what made me do that TikTok is that I'm fearing for my life. These police officers also, they wouldn't want to lose their job. They can do anything to silence me. Himself, he can do anything to silence me. The lawyer can do anything to silence me. My cousin called me yesterday and told me that there's a time he came to his father and told his father that I'm having a boyfriend, and me and that boyfriend stole a lot of money from dangerous people, and these dangerous people, they are looking for me and that boyfriend. So if anything happens to me, they must know that he's not involved. So that statement shocked me because I can now see that he's planning to kill me in advance, so that if anything happens to me,
They will say it's the dangerous people that you and your boyfriend, whatever. Do you have a boyfriend?
no.
Have you ever cheated on your husband?
No. But all these years, he's been projecting that to me, that you are cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating. All these years, he's been projecting that to me.
And you are saying that the case of fraud, which it is fraud for him to change the names of the cars, has been stricken off the roll.
Yes.
Not really much explanation
They just
of
told
the
me
reason.
that we are married in community of property.
But being married in community does not mean that someone should commit fraud. So the lawyer that you have, are you happy with the lawyer that you have?
He's delaying
He's
me. I think
delaying.
because I'm not paying anything physical as yet, and he's helping me because of when I'm done. It's only when I'm gonna do the settlement. But I don't know. There's many things that are dragging. Don't forget that there's spiritual warfare as well, because there are spirits that are hovering around. I remember as he was inside prison that March, his mom called me and said everywhere he goes, they said, I'm the wife, all that can I please send them through DHL, dirty clothes of me and my mother, for me and my mom, so that they can help my marriage to be okay, so we can stop fighting and stop doing all these things, that he's going to be a good man if I send them those things. So I never did. So spiritually, we're not from the same rank with them, You wouldn't know what is happening. Sometimes I would do things and reason in a way that I'm going to say, no, man, this is not Olivia. This is not who I am.
The reason why I was asking if you're happy with the lawyer that you have is because I just want to say, I do not know to who this story is going to go to, but I know that with law firms, they do have pro bono cases that it's a requirement that they need to cover. So if your law firm or your company or your lawyer, you still have space to have pro bono work, to do pro bono work. I would appreciate if you contacted either me or you contact her directly, just so that at least you guys can be able to also help her legally. Because, I have a platform. I can use my platform, the way I'm using it. But I know that there are other people out there that can actually do further, It takes all of us to help each other. But I feel there's so much injustice that has been happening towards you,
The last thing I'm going to say, my brother is serving 16 years in prison, and it's because of my husband,
What?
Yeah.
16 years?
16 years. So my brother stole my stepfather's gun years back, I think 2019 or 2020, somewhere there. So as he stole my stepdad's gun, my stepdad opened up a case. So when he opened up a case, my brother stayed for some time. When my stepdad wanted to withdraw the case, they say they can't because it's a legal firearm. So it's now a case of the state, no longer between him and my brother. So he stopped attending the case, and I paid lawyers for him to come out. So as he came out, they said the case is not finished. It's just because the person that opened up the case is no longer coming. But if anything happens, he's going to bring it back. So as we bought the house in Kensington, my brothers, since I said I bought them machines for welding and carpentry, they're doing that. It's their job. So they were the ones fixing the house for us while we are staying elsewhere, because the house was a mess. It was just those dirty houses. So because my brothers are now smoking drugs, this particular brother I'm talking about, he was a pastor for 14 years. He was ordained by Langa Dube. He was preaching at Josie FM. He would share his story. He would preach in the trains. A lot of people, they know him. So As he went back to drugs, he would jump the fence sometimes. He would just be doing funny things, but not something that would require him to be going to jail. So one day he came, and my estranged husband was like, I'm taking your brother. He's going to make this house now. Hobos around here will start jumping themselves. And the kind of people he's attracting to this house, we never even stay here, whatnot and whatnot. That's how he took my brother. And told me that if I don't agree, I'm going to pack my clothes and leave his house. And I'm not going to go with my children. So he went to the station and saw the station command. And the officer that was handling the case of my stepfather gave him cold drink. My brother went with that case. Little did we know that, because his reason for taking the gun was that he wanted to commit suicide, because it came back from ballistics. It didn't shoot. It didn't have anything that shows that it went for a robbery. It was just a clean gun. So for that, he got 16 years in prison.
Yo. When was he arrested?
I think he's serving his second year now.
Second year now.
And still my brother was like, don't leave, don't divorce, just for your kids,
Which brother is this? Is
The
it your
first one.
So your full brother? Yo, I am really so sorry. I can see that really does make you so emotional,
Because I allowed this person in my life. Like, even when you go by my street now, the whole of my street was welcoming. We never saw him like a national foreigner or anything. He would, bloma, he would attend some of the funerals. A lot of people know him because I tried to introduce him to my whole community to make him feel like he belongs. I never for once, like I say, I'm one for humanity. I think maybe that's why my father named me after Oliver Tambo. I normally used to tell him that I know who I am. I'm going to come out of this situation. I'm here for a reason. I'm not here for Nigerian women, South Africa. I'm here for women in the whole world, because we can't keep training kids like this. We're going to keep on having broken homes, broken generations. Many kids are going to keep smoking drugs. Many kids are going to keep on they will have more criminals because of the upbringing. Everyone's upbringing matters.
Yeah.
I am the way I am with my heart, and I'm okay with it because I wouldn't want to hurt another person, especially knowing that I can't do it. I don't want it to be done to me. I wouldn't do it to another person. As much as I'm hurt, I'm like this till tomorrow. If I meet somebody that needs help, I'm still going to help. I'm not going to say because of my experiences in life, now I'm going to be mean and be nasty. Instead, I'm seeking help even for the women in the whole world. And I really wish people can start to research about narcissism. If we were to educate ourselves about narcissism, we wouldn't even ask women, why have you stayed so long? I'm in so many groups and on Facebook about narcissism, and mostly are whites. You find it's 1 point something that are followers. Some will tell you I've stayed for 35 years. Some will tell you I've stayed for 40 years. That's just how they know how to manipulate, lie, gaslight.
They do.
You give you projections. You end up being trapped in your own questioning yourself if you are normal or no longer normal.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of weight.
I can see you look gorgeous, by the way. I feel like I forgot to say this on camera at the beginning, because I complimented you so much before we started shooting.
It's true.
I mean, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
You look gorgeous, absolutely
you.
beautiful,
Thank you.
And I think that if there's anything that I can say is that please don't blame yourself. Please don't blame yourself. Especially when it comes to your brother, because at the end of the day, you are not responsible for your estranged husband's actions, and you are not only just thinking about you, it's not only just you. You do have 4 children that belong to this man. So every decision that you make has also been you not just thinking about yourself, but also thinking about your kids. In the video you did talk about how your mother's house is not as big, or your grandmom's house is only 3, your mom's house is a 3-bed. So you are thinking about all those stuff, like, okay, what will be better for my children and all that. So please don't blame yourself for any of that, ne? Yeah, and I commend you. You are very strong, and you're very strong in terms of, even though so much has happened, you are doing it, You are within your storm, you're fighting. But let me tell you something, every storm comes to an end, It does come to a point where it is calm. And I also do hope that we can have someone, maybe, this might be something private, that can help you in terms of getting your house back. Because if it's under your name, it's yours, If
It belongs to me and him, because we
Yes.
married in community of property.
Yes. So, I don't know how you'll be able to do it, but something at least, definitely something, So I do hope that if you're a law firm, as I've said, and you do want to take this case on bono, if you guys want promotions from me, I can also give you that for free, just so that you can be able to actually help her. So as I said, please do contact me, or you can contact her directly, and then we can just see how we can actually also just help her. Because as I'm saying, I just feel that there's so much injustice that is actually happening.
And he's actually told me that he can do anything and use Mozambique and go to Nigeria where we can't find him. So meaning that I'm just hanging, I've got equipments to cook, your pizza equipment, grill. I'm a great cook, a great baker. I can establish something for myself. But where do I start when he made sure that everything whereby I can lay my hand on one thing, sell it, and open up a business for myself? And one thing that hurts is he knows that I'm a great mom. I'm a super great mom. Hence, my kids don't feel the void, because I'm both the mother and the father all these years emotionally. Because with them providing you money, it's being a father. And fatherhood has so much more than that. Emotionally, you need to attach to your kids. Physically, you need to be caring about their well-being, how your decisions affect them and stuff. You can't be giving a women 2,000 rents every week, but you can't pay your kids' school fees. It means you don't have your priorities straight, So,
And because I saw someone actually say that it's like, I'm now pushing a narrative that Nigerian men are bad, because people keep on coming now, and they are Nigerian ex-wives, and they're talking about the stories that are literal pure torture and horror. If you have been tortured by a South African man, please come to the show, or by any man from any other, because I don't want it to be like,
You are,
if
it's true.
Exactly.
It's
If
true.
I see a story and it touches, as I said, I got maybe over 50 mentions.
I think I understand why. Because of even those ones you see on Facebook driving big cars, claiming to be happy, pretending to be fine. Most of us will live the same lives. There are those I know personally that are in worse situations than mine. Some of them, their husband have more than 6 kids outside. Some of them, their husband, when you see them, they will be pretending like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Because one of my friends came, she said, the ones that are staying in Nigeria, they said they suspect I'm smoking drugs the way I'm behaving these days, just because I'm voicing out and speaking up about the abuse.
They have also been mentally
brainwashed.
Brainwashed, you understand, to say that if you're a woman and you're going to have a voice, then something is definitely wrong with you. It cannot be any other thing, And for me, I would like to just say to the Nigerian community, if you're a Nigerian man and you're married to a South African woman, South Africa is not too kind to those women. It's not kind to Nigerian wives.
It's true.
At all. It's almost as if everyone is waiting for that shoe to drop, and anything they will take that opportunity to go with it. So please know and understand that when these women are married to you guys, they're still married to you guys, they know. It's almost like you have to walk away from your own community. So when they are with you and you're supposed to be their community and you abuse them, they now have nowhere to go. And I feel like that's the part that really breaks my heart. Like, can't you see how much this woman has to really love you to be with you?
On the TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even Twitter, everywhere.
It's what they always say. Hence, I say, when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. They saw our brothers don't care about us. Our South Africa don't care about us. So let them also do whatever they want. at the end of the day, they protect their own. Look at how they're protecting that Chidimma. His own people are behind him. They never asked her, why do you want to be
Miss South Africa when
in
your
a
father is
xenophobic
in a
country,
xenophobic country?
Speak bad about it the way
They
do.
will just
They will
support
just
and
supporting.
ride. We ride at dawn, that's it. And unfortunately, that's something that we just lack in our own
And if we
country.
They say there's no dustbin that throws away a human being. If maybe there was, then let me go because I'm married to a Nigerian. But as much as I've made my mistake and my flaws, you can't be treating somebody else like that. Hence, I'm for preaching humanity, because whether you are a man, a woman, black, white, South African, non-South African, so far you know humanity, you're going to go everywhere in life, because you're going to know compassion, you're going to know empathy, you're going to know how to treat another person without looking at their color, their language, or anything like that, for that matter. So, yeah.
Honestly, I also just, have this question. Do you think cheating is a culture in Nigerian men? I've never sat down with a Nigerian wife that will not talk about your excessive number of girls, women, whatever. Do you think it's their culture?
So because this and even young ones, young ones, they do throw themselves at this man because they want money out of them, of which it's not the way. If we can teach our young girls values, if we can teach our young girls self-love, self-awareness. Maybe it's because of the absent daddies we don't have a lot in South Africa, that every child now needs that fatherly bond. But sometimes you find those even from good homes, they just don't know what is happening. Other than that, this Nigerian men, I've never seen a monogamous one. I'm yet to see. They love women in a very bad way.
Aishem. What advice would you give a woman that is entering into a relationship and they are seeing the signs, the cheating is there, the physical abuse is there, maybe she's also pregnant right now. What advice would you give her?
I would say you must leave with the first lap. It's rather you raise that child alone early than to raise that child in this kind of toxicity. Again, I think we should learn about setting boundaries. And if we were to be strong on boundaries and being consistent with our boundaries, we wouldn't even be where we are, because with the first step you will tell a person that I don't want somebody who cheats. Because that's the reason even that made me chase him out in December. I have always told him, once I hear you have made somebody pregnant, because even this woman was telling me that on the threesome, he didn't use protection.
Wait, so he was having a threesome with her and
the friend. So he was not using protection
on both of them.
And
they didn't test.
And
then after that, he comes back home.
Yeah.
Oh, Marame.
And it means what he's doing.
Everywhere.
Because I found morning after pills in his car. So meaning that is what he does everywhere. Meaning he doesn't love even himself. Because if he loved himself, he wouldn't
put himself in that
kind
level
of
risk.
danger.
And I think that's the selfishness of men. If let's say he does get something, right? Yeah. And then he comes and he gives it to you, both of you die. Where does that leave his kids?
Yeah.
Doesn't care about that.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yo. Shame. Your story breaks my heart, angers me, and also just shocks.
Another help I would need is for counseling, especially for my kids.
Yeah.
For them to get therapy and just get through this, and we heal, all of us. We heal together.
Well, we do have a therapist for the show.
Oh, okay.
I can offer you her.
I would appreciate.
And then, you guys can take it from there.
So
I will contact her, and then, she will then contact you.
Thank you.
My goodness, my dream is to get to a stage where on the show we have a lawyer, we've got a therapist, we've got this, if anything, let me even have the minister of police
It's fine.
in our pocket here. Like, please take off these cases, because
true.
these things are really, really painful. And I think it's so sad of the fact that how many women are going through similar situations.
Yeah.
You were just brave enough to actually say, I'm going to go out there and speak. Not everyone has that strength within them, which is why I'm saying that I am really very much proud of you, because you stayed in abuse for so many years. And some people may not know, but abuse alters the way you think.
Yeah.
It alters everything about you. You even the smallest thing, you have to question it. Like, it doesn't even take me anything. I can even go and sit by the at a restaurant by myself, and I'm having earphones. I don't even have to be like looking
around.
But for you, it's different because that's not the world that you're used to. And I think that's one of those stuff that we need to talk about. And before we leave, I would like to just say this to my South African women. South African men, we have already seen, most of them, they are not for us, And that's the reason why whenever we are having all these heinous crimes, if you really want to see the state at which this country is so bad, you should go to the Women for Change profile on Instagram. It's pure torture and horror. I can't even express how scary it is over there, and if you look at it, all these women that are dying in the hands of men, and majority of them, like I'd say 99.9%, it's in the hands of South African men. And when you think about the fact that these are only a few that make it, most of them go unknown. It is very scary. So I would like to say that as women, this is what I am throwing to you guys, that can we please support each other without judgments. Abuse is abuse. Whether the abuse is coming from a South African man, whether the abuse is coming from a Nigerian man, abuse is abuse. Men may not feel our pain, men may not want to support us, but I think that when we are still fighting amongst ourselves, when I see a comment of a woman laughing that another woman was abused because it was in Nigeria, it breaks my heart. Because why should the nationality of this guy even play any topic there? Because this is an abuser from what we're hearing, which means your first instinct should be, do you understand what I'm saying? So I do honestly hope that as women, we are also going to do better. And maybe you can change your mentality and understand that the same way that you can be abused by a Nigerian man, you can be abused by a South African. But anyway, it's okay. So anyway, my ninjas, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for actually joining us and being brave. So yeah, my ninjas, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in our next my next upload. Mwah. Bye, ninjas.